Hi, this is Richard, who's been on our project. Over to you, Richard.
Hello, my name's Richard Wolfenden. I'm a first year environmental scientist student at Birmingham University. I have a sight impairment. I've got tunnel vision, and it leads me. I have sort of problems for reading text a great deal of the time. I got introduced onto the scheme to try out the iPad and some of the accessibility features on it. Let me say first of all, I've actually found the iPad to be extremely useful in aiding my studies, the first year studies, and it's been given me a good introduction to perhaps some of the accessible features within the iPad. Right, okay. There are a number of benefits for me. I shall go through a few of them anyway, at least. Talk about a few of the applications. Right, first and foremost, I use at home. I use a software program called Zoom Text, which allows me to screen read some stuff that's on the computer.
You got that from your DSA, yes?
I have that from. I got issued that from the DSA. Absolutely, I think it's a £500 program. In all honesty, I used it at home. However, it's on arriving at university, I've spent a considerable time trying to work it out. And it doesn't seem to work with web CT facility that University of Birmingham offer. I've had various people try out remote assessment, and also I've had the people, I think it's Sight and Sound who supply, they've tried to work it out, and they've all turned around and said that it's actually incompatible with the web CT facility. Right, this is where the iPad actually comes in, the voiceover facility. Right, okay, where do I start? On our web CT, we're offered slides of lectures at a particular time, and perhaps other current information, perhaps pages from books, which Zoom Text will not allow me to read. Because I have a sight impairment, at times it requires me to access the information using the screen reader. My current Zoom Text won't do it. However, using the iPad with the voiceover facility in conjunction with a browser called Puffin, it's a Puffin web browser, it allows me to access freely all the information that is put up by the lecturers on web CT, so I can listen to it with voiceover. This I find is invaluable, although I prefer to read text whenever I can. When my eyes get tired, I find a necessity to revert to using the form of screen reader. So it's been absolutely invaluable. Okay. I hope I've covered enough points on that. I'll go to an application I found, testing out an application, which is, I just previously mentioned, Puffin web browser. Right, one of the problems I've found with terrestrial computers, normal computers, when you're in a lecture theatre, it doesn't generally let you scroll through all the slides, previous and current, that the lecturers put up. I might want to revisit a previous slide that the lecturers put up, or step forward and look at a slide that's about to be presented. With terrestrial computers it doesn't work. Right, okay. This goes back to the iPad, also using I think the iPad Safari web browser. It doesn't seem to be that brilliant, compatible with WebCT to allow you to view all the slides for the current lecture. However, this Puffin web browser, which I found out, somebody suggested that I should try it. It's sort of like, it's actually really very good. So instantly in a lecture, I can open up my iPad, use the Puffin web browser to access the WebCT information, and I can freely view all the slides that are on the current lecture, which is actually very good. Okay.
Have you been also using an app that will record lectures for you and allow you to make notes at the same time?
Right. Okay. Yes. Yes. I've been using well, I've used a couple of applications. One I haven't really got the hang of yet, but there's still time to, and that's Evernote. However, the main application that I've found extremely useful for me, and it's been absolutely invaluable, especially now for my exam studying period, it's Audio Note. It's a recording facility when it allows you to make notes also. It allows you to type notes, make short notes. This Audio Note, I found it for recording lectures on the iPad. I found it far superior to any dictaphone I've ever had. Now, the latest dictaphone that I've had cost £150, and it's kind of quite high spec. Although it worked, it's certainly not as good as an iPad. So since I've been issued with the iPad last November, I've used the iPad to record every single one of my lectures, and stored on Audio Note. It's superior quality, and I can hear every word of it, kind of thing. It's been invaluable.
That's
okay.
Richard, that is brilliant. Thank you very much. But lastly, are there any things that you found that you didn't like about using iPad, and things that they could improve? Or?
Yeah, I think that the keyboard could be improved upon. As I'm not the fastest of typers, and particularly in lectures, I think the keyboard could be improved upon considerably. I have used a little application that's called Flexi that probably addresses some of the problems that I do have. Any other? Actually, no. I found the iPad to be extremely useful, invaluable, and it's been a good introduction for me to accessible features that the iPad offers. So much so to the fact that I've gone and ordered an iPhone now, and I'm sure this is going to be invaluable to me as my eyesight start deteriorating, even on a sort of like monthly basis. It's going to be.
That's
yeah.
Thank you very much for that, Richard.
Okay. Perhaps. Okay.